All right. It took me a minute to get back in there. Okay, we're starting to show up here. Got Alex and Justin and me. I'll just send a message to the group. Oh, Angela said she's waiting to be let in. Oh, I thought I had it set up so you didn't need to be let in. Let me just send her. Oh, there she is. Okay, there's Angela. There you
Hello.
are. Okay, good to see you
Justin,
guys.
do you want to do energy? No, he's still connecting to audio.
Just one sec. Who else was there?
We can also like do these like small groups to get some of the stuff like within the week, if that's helpful. And then we come to each
Can
calls.
you rephrase that? Just say it again differently.
Sure. So if we're all kind of dividing into different sections of what we're interested in. So maybe I was looking at the chat, and even Justin said he was into, I think he said waste, and then he also said energy, which I think probably will take a couple people. So maybe we have 3 people on that, and we just dive in and have like a little small group. So we kind of divide these things if it makes sense, or if you want to do that, Justin. I was just, once Joey comes in, we can talk about that, because I know we had some overlap on that. However we want to do it. Works great.
That makes sense to me. And also at the end of the day, when we record the final project video and each of us has our 7 minutes or whatever it ends up being, you can take ownership of that topic for the video, but that doesn't mean you didn't work on 2 or 3 things throughout the process. So let's just, maybe we'll have an understanding that we'll keep things a little bit fluid and see. I'm not a big fan of this word, but we'll do an iterative process, because we may feel differently 2 or 3 weeks from now as we get into this. Okay, so let's, just for my own sanity, let's go over this from the top one more time. So we have community, food, shelter, energy, water, waste, economics. No one is locked into this, but so far we have Alex has said community and food interest him, and he's happy to be the lead or the second on either of those. Who else is interested in community and food? Do I have another name to put there yet? And it's okay if we don't, because we have other people who are not here. Okay, so far it's just Alex with those. We have Guy for shelter. For energy, we have I scribbled down Joey and Angela. So I need clarity around this. Are both of you interested in energy and water? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm interested in both.
so again, one could be the lead and one could be the second on that. Let's not decide right now. Let's just keep that floating for the moment. But that would mean that we just need one of the people who's missing to be interested in food or community, and that's covered. Justin has put his hand up for waste. Thank you, Justin. And economics we'll just leave unclaimed for now. So that means that, Alex, if you want to start thinking about community and food in a focused way this week moving forward, that will be a good investment of your time. I'll start focusing, as I kind of already have, on my research on shelter. Joey and Angela will both start looking and thinking about energy and water. Justin will start thinking about waste, and we'll leave economics open for now. So maybe what we'll do is throughout this week on WhatsApp or through emails, we'll start to hone this down a little bit. And maybe our goal should be that by next Monday, we each know what our slot is and what we're number 1 or number 2 on. Maybe I'll be the lead on shelter, but the number 2 on economics or something. But until we hear from the others, I don't think it's right that we lock it in and with crazy glue. So And I will try to follow up with the teaching assistants and if possible, even the teachers to get some clarity. If any of you wanted to send me an email, if you have any things around that you want clarification on, I can include that in the conversation. And I also know that, I don't know whether it's during class hours or other hours, we do have the opportunity as a group to have Stephen and Penny jump in on some of our meetings. So we will have a chance to directly ask them for clarification. But at the end of the day, I don't want us to drown in process. The fact is, we just got to come up with kind of a layered design, a map with layers and details and nice drawings of, stacked functions and the 7, like the trees and the shrubs and the plants and drawings of houses and things. So I think we kind of know generally what we have to do. I'm not
Question.
confused about that. Yeah.
With regard to the image or like the satellite image guy, I'm wondering, just because you're local and I don't know if they have this in certain places. I'm from Eastern Washington and in Idaho, you can go to a local library and get actual printout of the map up to date. You can see what it is in the past and in the future. So you actually have a physical manifestation of the map and you can see how it's changed over time. I'm not sure if that's available. Obviously, satellite images would be ideal, but that's an option too. If there's some library or something local that you can find that information at that probably isn't as categorized online.
That's a
And then
really great
simultaneously,
idea. That's a great idea. I'll tell you something about this area. It's a very, even though Dee Dee's site is, because it's a little off the beaten path, but this whole area has cottages. Like if I look out my window here, I'm looking over Harris Lake and there's cottages all over the place. Oh, did we just get shut out again? Gosh. No. Oh, sorry. I hit something and it made the screen disappear. Yeah. There's a lot of cottages, so there's a lot of real estate activity. So I'm imagining there probably are lots of maps, and that's a great idea. I will seek out. Port Loring might be too small to have its own record of things like that, but then again, the municipal offices might have some really detailed topographical maps with all the little lines for every change of every 2 or 3 feet. So I'll check into that. That is a great idea. Like sometimes it makes sense to go old school. I used to work in a company that was a conglomerate. I published magazines, but after I left the business, I did consulting for a company called ERIS, which is the Environmental Risk Information System. And they specialize, it just popped into my head now. They specialize in multi-layer maps and all the approvals and things of the history of sites. So basically, if you're a business and you're looking to buy a commercial property and you're concerned that maybe it used to be a gas station and maybe there's a underground or groundwater contaminant plume, you go to ERIS and they do an environmental, they pull all the records of the site. And it used to be consultants had to go to the fire department, and then they had to go to the civic offices, and then they had to go to the province, and then they had to go to the Ministry of Natural Resources. And ERIS became a wealthy company because they put that all together and digitized it. So I will investigate whether we can get an ERIS report on the property, or at least maybe one of my old friends there will be willing to point me in the right direction if there's some other maps that could be useful. So, okay, leave that with me. I'll put a big asterisk here and say maps, exclamation mark, and because that'll be very good for us if we can get that.
Follow-up question, or just question. I guess to confirm, is someone, I think I saw chatter, but will someone share the Google Drive? Is someone creating that so we can start to populate ideas live? Will that be sent out?
Yeah, there was who was it? There is a Google Doc open already that we can start using for sharing notes.
Okay, I'll double check that I have that.
Yeah, I've been on
Okay.
it.
Oh, cool.
I've got to, maybe it's one of the two that aren't here that set it up, but that's already been initiated. And yeah, we all need to start going in there and getting comfortable
Okay.
with it. I think
Okay.
the project management aspect of this is going to be one of our challenges. And I know, I think it was you, Angela, you said you had some expertise in that. But whoever it
Oh,
was,
I think that was the other female. I mean, I
oh,
Hello.
too,
oh,
but I think she was the one who does that pretty
Yeah.
extensively from project
okay.
management. That's her,
All
yeah.
right. Well, then I'll she'll hear this recording, hopefully. But in either case, we'll maybe give her, empower her to take the lead on the organization, managing the document flow and all that. Um, we'll all have to do what we can and keep our own notes organized, but ultimately who's going to be, we don't want to be stepping on each other's toes. We want to be helping. And hey, I think we're a good group. I get a good vibe from everybody. I don't anticipate that it's going to be like an episode of Survivor who gets voted off the island.
No, that'd be great. And one thing we could do with that Google Drive too is if say there's a tab for whoever's leading plants, if you wanted to add ideas, you could just add some ideas in like a purple, and we could all have our own color font or something like that. So
Oh, I
that way
love
we can
that.
share our ideas on other people's projects without stepping on their toes.
Alex, you get a gold star
Um,
beside your name today for that idea. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's a great insight, because then exactly, I could be researching something for dwellings and come across an amazing article or drawing that might be related to waste management. And I could go and share that with Justin in a way that everybody can see. Yeah, that's right on. Oh,
and I have one last. I don't know if it's a wrinkle or not. Just food for thought. Um, do we put someone in charge of the design itself, or is that something we feel like we can collaborate without an owner of just who's actually drawing the rendering and the maps itself? Um,
I think
so just
I think that's a great question. I think we should park that for now. Talk to Stephen and Penny, see what their experience is, and maybe it'll just emerge as the process goes along that somebody's very adept with the software and is good at creating it. I don't know. Or maybe we'll have to say, yeah, it's so and so, you're responsible for X or Y final drawing. I think if we all generate lots of good stuff in our area, and we're in constant communication, I think then it won't be too bad. I think what the biggest risk we run is everybody goes off into their own silos and there's not enough communication. And then we go, oh, how does this fit in with that? This is going to be our challenge. And it's great experience to learn to work as a team. I'm used to working alone a lot, so it'll be good for me to learn to collaborate like this for sure.
A couple quick updates just as we wrap the call. I think Joey and I have been chatting. And it sounds like Joey will take the lead on water just for right now, and I'll take the lead on energy just so we have a leader.
Okay, so I'm
And
gonna put
then
Joey for
Justin,
water.
if other people aren't into it, he can be a third person on energy. So we can just have some semblance of organization of who's doing what. And then, as Alex mentioned, I think we just all chime in on all the documents without stepping on toes and just contribute all of our hive mind information once we have that Google Doc set up.
Mhm.
Yep, sounds great. All right, well, unless anyone has any other burning issues, I'd say we're done for today. We got to prepare for the class next tomorrow evening. Is it 7 o'clock tomorrow?
Tomorrow's an afternoon class, I believe, isn't it?
Oh, shoot. Let me check. I want to know that.
Yeah, I think it's 11 Pacific. So, or
Let's see.
One Eastern.
Yeah,
and
one
then 10
o'clock
Pacific.
PM my time. So okay, it's an afternoon one. All right, I'm a little behind, so I got to get caught up on those assignments tonight and tomorrow morning. And I will try to today get the notes done and sent out to everybody from the interview with Dee Dee. I'm not going to say everything she said, but I'm just going to do bullet points of what came from that. I'm a little unclear as well with these activity sheets. You notice how the top of the sheet has the description, and then there's a box like you're supposed to write in it. And they said, oh, go on Canva because you can hack in there. But it didn't work well because every time I tried to put a box in there and start typing, the box went funny and everything. I don't know. I don't know if how slavishly we have to fill in those boxes or not. But I'll at least develop the content, and then let's try to remember to ask the instructors about that later. Are these activity sheets done that way because we're supposed to actually fill in those boxes, or is that just like a visual cue? I don't know.
Yeah, I looked at the activity sheets last week, and like for activity 1, for example, what I did was I just took the content out and created a separate Google Doc with just the text and then like empty space that we could fill in.
Okay.
Do you mind if I share my screen?
No, not at all.
Okay. Because I'm thinking, oh, it's disabled.
Oh, let me see if I can allow you to. Okay. Multiple partners. Okay, I've done it so multiple people should be able to do it.
Okay, I can do it now. Let me know if or when you can see.
Yep, I can see it.
And you can see the Google Drive and my mouse?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so this is the shared folder that I linked in the WhatsApp. I can share this again. Just to kind of give us a starting point.
Yes.
So here I have like folders, activity 1, activity 2. Activity 1 has the PDF of just activity 1. So I kind of took out everything else and just kept this in here.
Yeah, excellent.
And then here, this is the Google Doc with just the content.
Oh, well, this is great. So what I'll do is if you could kindly send me that link again, I'm sure I still have it, but I could go in there and are you saying that I could edit that document?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go in and add my material there rather than as a separate document on my own laptop. And yeah, that's way better. Okay.
Awesome. Cool.
Cool.
All
So
right.
we should just use Justin's as a hub. Do you want to just make that everyone's?
Yeah, unless and until something else evolves that's better, I think that's fine.
This makes it really easy to collaborate if we just have one like shared folder and then we go off into each section. So thanks for doing that, Justin.
I like that very much.
I'll repost that link on the WhatsApp.
All right, perfect. All right, okay, well, we're rocking and rolling, guys. It's starting to happen. All right.
Momentum.
Okay, I'm going to say that's it unless anyone has any other issues, questions.
No, thanks for everyone's collaboration. This is awesome. And Alex, jealous of you got to go to Whistler. I was in Tahoe this weekend, which was great. But Whistler, beautiful.
Oh, you guys shut up. I don't want to hear any more from you. I'm getting out of here. Don't any of you go to the tropics while I'm up here during this project. No one's allowed to go south. Well, we got Jesus.
I'm going to Sedona, Arizona next weekend.
Nice.
Okay,
I'll be headed to Mexico next
Goodbye,
month.
you guys. See you later.
Be safe and be well, everybody.
Later. Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.